Hey guys, my name is Shayla. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, we talk about motherhood, we talk about pregnancy, we do things kind of eco-friendly, kind of natural, hippie, granola. We are moving on to mindset stuff. I've had this channel, it started as full-time travel, went into motherhood, and now I'm on my third baby, and I can only talk about cloth diapers and breastfeeding for so long. So we are going to be talking a lot about mindset, how to enjoy motherhood, and some people are like, what do you mean? Enjoy motherhood? It's the greatest thing ever. Of course it's the greatest thing ever, but it's also so challenging, and what we think about it changes everything. I also made a thought prompt flip book. This is a great baby shower gift, but it's also something to just for you to have postpartum to get your mind right. It talks about your relationship with your partner that's changing, what you expected life to be like, questions to prompt you to keep your head positive. HeyShayla.com/shop. I have a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and by the time this comes out, I'll be 37 weeks pregnant with our third. I do hypno babies, so I'm practicing that. I'm trying to keep working out. Anyway, today I'm going to talk to you about what you need after baby's born. Because if you're like me, I focused a lot on labor. Some people focus a lot on breastfeeding. I just don't feel like many people focus enough on what happens when baby gets home. Because when baby gets home, if everything goes well, you just need to be fed. They need their diapers changed, and they need some loving. Mama needs to recover from expelling a human from her body. So I just want to make sure that you're prepared. Toughest part about this is that you don't know what kind of birth you're gonna have. You're like, oh, I'm gonna have a vaginal birth, and then you end up having a cesarean, and then you're like, well, how do I recover from this now? I have never had a cesarean, so I cannot give you advice on that. I do know that there are resources. Expecting and Empowered has a really good one for like how to mobilize the scar, and like they have a postpartum kit. So if you need that resource, that's there. I know that fridamom also has a C-section kit for healing postpartum. Do something though. Make sure you do something because there's lots of resources. This is going to be coming from a vaginal delivery. I've torn and I've not torn. What do you need postpartum? First of all, mom needs to nourish, okay? We need to make sure that we're drinking bone broth and that we have electrolytes. This video is sponsored by Element. They are an electrolyte company. I drink them every single day of my pregnancy. My muscles lock up. They feel so much better. If I'm working out, I definitely drink them. I was drinking a different brand, but I had too much sugar. My midwife said, switch. This has 0 sugar. It has a lot of salt. There's sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Magnesium's incredible for pregnancy. But when you're breastfeeding and you need to be drinking lots of water and staying hydrated, electrolytes is the way to go. So I highly recommend this brand. This is a daily thing for me. I've been doing it since before I started working with them. So I genuinely recommend them. I think they're great. If you're like, I don't know what flavor to buy, I would recommend grapefruit or citrus. Drink lmnt.com/heyshayla. You will get a free 8-pack sample. So you can pick one that you think you like. You'll get the sample, get to try them out, and then you can get more. I'm putting them in my hospital bag, which I just made the hospital bag video before this one, which is like a no stress video. Like, please don't freak out about what to bring in the hospital bag. And then I'll be drinking it postpartum as I'm breastfeeding, needing lots of liquids and hydration. But as far as the nourishment, bone broth, this First 40 Days has a really good resource for like all the things that you want in your shakes, in your smoothies, in your oatmeal, all these really great things that I have yet to make. So let's get started for what you need once you get home from the hospital. And that time is weird. I remember not wanting to go to the bathroom because I didn't want to have to do all of this. I was just, with my first, I'm pretty sure I had postpartum depression. I didn't know it until I had my second. There's baby blues because your hormones just absolutely tank after your baby comes out. So just know that that's something that can happen. Give yourself lots of grace, talk to your partner, and make sure they know that that can happen. But then there's also depression. So if you're starting to feel like that, or you're wondering if that's it, not everybody wonders that. So talk to your midwife, talk to friends, talk to a therapist. Just take it seriously because it's such a weird time. Or if you're like, I don't feel sad at all, I am elated, keep that feeling. Don't ever feel like you should not be like ecstatic, okay? You get to keep that feeling. I'm gonna walk you through what it's like to go to the bathroom postpartum. If you have no idea where to start, this video is a good place to start. And also fridamom, this is not their kit, but this is the brand. fridamom has a postpartum kit. They have one that's for the hospital where you're gonna get stuff for labor. This is great because you can breastfeed in it. It's epidural accessible in the back. That's the $100 kit. The $50 kit, it's the kit that you need at home. And it's like a starter kit. So you're gonna get everything that I'm talking about, but just like a sample of it. And then you'll go out and buy more. I got it as a baby shower gift, and it was like the best gift ever. I didn't know what I needed, and all of a sudden I had everything I needed, and then I was running out, and then I needed to just go get more. This time I didn't get the kit because I just wanted to buy the things that I liked and that I needed. So let's go over those things. This is brand new, otherwise I would never. First, you're gonna get yourself some undies. These are reusable undies, aka normal undies. The fridamom kit has disposable ones. You want to find some undies that have a nice big crotch, because nobody's trying to stick a pad to an underwear that has a tiny little crotch, and then the pad gets stuck to itself on the other side, and then you're trying to peel away this pad, and it's just a mess. I went to Target and got myself some nice big crotched undies. Normally like a medium. I bought larges and extra larges in these babies for postpartum. Yeah, pull down your big giant undies. This will be filled up with water. Some people do chamomile tea for healing. It's her nap time if you can hear her crying. Sorry, we're almost there. So I always fill this up after I go to the bathroom so that by the time I go to the bathroom next time it's like lukewarm. These are beautiful. The ones in the hospital just have like a little spray from here. So you have to kind of like, I don't know, it's complicated. They were genius to come up with this. fridamom has one. You can find them on Amazon for like half the price of this fridamom one. So it sprays up. So you're gonna spray this while you're peeing so it doesn't hurt, and then you're gonna clean yourself off with it and then fill it up. With my first, I bled for like 6 weeks. I had a tear. I don't know if that was part of it. With my second, I bled for like 3, and I was confused why there was a difference. Ask your hospital if they have this stuff too, because mine had a lot of it. You're gonna take your big giant undies. You're gonna get a pad, and you're gonna place that pad in your undies. Boop. Then you're gonna get witch hazel. There's lots of different kinds of witch hazel. You can get witch hazel rounds, and then you just like put them in there like a snowman. There's also just like a liquid. That's fine too. fridamom has witch hazel like wipes, kind of like wipes, and they just like lay over your pad. I prefer the foaming spray. You foam spray that on there, and that foam spray just gets in all the bits like you need it to. It's lovely. And then you're gonna put a little bit of lidocaine, which is numbing stuff. Then, fridamom also has these padsicles. If you're on a budget, you can make these. Grab your pads, get the liquid witch hazel, spray that on there. Some people do add aloe, put them in the freezer and get them ready for postpartum. If you're like, I wanna try these, this is a big giant pad. Again, I'm not gonna open it right now. Inside, you'll find a big massive pad, and you crack it, and it gets icy cold. And then you put your witch hazel on that, and then you put your lidocaine on that. This pack comes with 8. So it's not a lot, but they're delightful, and they are full on. So you will be waddling with that thing in your underwear. Some people get actual Depends. I just felt like that was such a waste because you have to take off the whole thing and throw it away instead of just the pad. The hospital gives you these gave me these pads that were literally like just the diaper part of the diaper. They were massive. And eventually I was able to switch to just supers. That's just gonna depend on your bleeding. The other thing that is really important postpartum are stool softeners. Just because there's already been a lot of pressure being expelled from down there, you might have a hemorrhoid. I have a whole video on hemorrhoids because I had a gnarly hemorrhoid that I thought that the doctor was gonna be like, whoa, this is the worst hemorrhoid I've ever seen. When they looked, she was like, yeah, kinda. Are you kidding me? I am in excruciating pain every time I go to the bathroom. And you think that you can stop your stool softeners early? You can't. Don't do that. Just take them longer than you need to. I did Miralax. Didn't touch my stools. They were still pretty firm. So I switched to ground flaxseed. It has to be ground flaxseed. If you buy the seeds, ground them. And chia seeds. Okay? You need to make sure that those stools are soft because pooping postpartum is a new experience that you're just gonna want it. So we talked about the nourishment, we talked about postpartum depression, what you need in your pad, stool softeners, and the potential hemorrhoids. You're also gonna wanna start repairing down there with like PT and exercises. This is common practice in the rest of the world, not here. Unless you're going to a PT, which I'd recommend, Expecting and Empowered is the pregnancy and postpartum app that I have used for all of my pregnancies and all my postpartums. They have exercises starting day 1 of postpartum. Granted, they're like 4 minutes long and it's just some pelvic floor work because they're like, although it's common to pee your pants after you have a baby, that's not normal. You need to work on your pelvic floor. And they are great for preparing for labor and they're great for repairing from labor. Hey, Shayla will give you a discount on their annual membership. I recommend it I recommend it. I recommend it. Okay, then we move into like breastfeeding. So I have an incredible podcast that talks about breastfeeding and like how it works, like how your baby is regulating your supply, goes over some common pitfalls. I'll put the episodes on here, but if you're interested in breastfeeding, listen to this just to give you some peace of mind about like what's about to happen. It's amazing. She's amazing. So I'm going to tell you the things that saved me for breastfeeding. I did not pump. My girls did not take bottles, and we nursed till they were like 18 months. So with this one, I think I'll pump a little bit more because the girls are obsessed with giving babies bottles. I refused to buy nursing bras for my first. I was just like, I'm gonna use sports bras. And it worked great for me because I had a crazy oversupply. So every time I would nurse, I would like just drip down all over my bra. So to have it come down didn't make any sense because it would just get soaked. I preferred to have it go up. This. Kindred Bravely, if you do want to go into the bra world, this is my favorite one right now. It is like a very low V, but it keeps you in somehow. And I can easily pull it up or pull it down. I think I'm gonna labor in this bra. I love it. And this one's a good pumping one. Their Sublime stuff is all amazing. You've got the pumping, so you can do a hands-free pump, or you can take off the next one and nurse, or just buy yourself a comfy bra that you can easily access your boobs from. The Haka is incredible. So there's a few things from the Haka that I love. They just have the pumps, but treat them like a pump, because I got an oversupply with my first because I was nursing her on this side and I was pumping on this side, and I was like, wow, I'm getting so much milk. But my body thought I was feeding twins because I was nursing like that. And a lot of people are like, wow, oversupply, that sounds great. There's something with high milk and fore milk. It's not great. So instead of using the pump while you're nursing, there's something called the Ladybug that you can just stick in your bra, and it collects anything that drips out. It's not much, but you can put it in a bag and like start to collect over a full day. Your insurance will give you a pump. I paid an extra $50 to make sure that mine didn't need to be plugged into the wall the whole time. It's my first pump. I think I'm also just gonna get a hand pump so I can just to just like relieve some pressure if I need to. I just saw on a reel that people will get like a bedside fridge. Kind of extra, kind of genius, because in the middle of the night, then you could just put your milk in the fridge and it would stay good. Or some people will do like a thermos. My husband was working nights, so I was just like, when you get home, you need to put this milk in the fridge, otherwise it's gonna be bad in the morning. And if it was bad in the morning, I just put it down the drain. I don't know. I didn't have like this crazy attachment to the milk. Probably because I was exclusively breastfeeding and not really storing anything. Nipple butter. Earth Mama. I've tried a few different. Earth Mama is amazing. My nips with my first were like bleeding. With my second, nothing. No chapped, no nothing. And I was like waiting for my nips to get like destroyed. And eventually somebody was like, well, if it hasn't happened yet, it's not gonna happen. And I was like, what? You can just breastfeed without your nips getting just mauled. But I did have these reusable pads that I really, really liked by Bamboobies. Also tried a few of those. Don't get any if there's a seam. That's uncomfortable. You want to wash them pretty regularly because they can get moldy. When I was nursing, it would go in there and then it would be like wet. So make sure you're washing them and changing them. And then a breastfeeding pillow. My torso is so long that a breastfeeding pillow never was high enough for me. Like the pillow would be down here and I'd be like trying to nurse my baby and it just wasn't any good. I have a tush baby, which is incredible for when your baby gets older. When they're like up, down, you can set them on this little shelf and just hold them. You can also use it to breastfeed. So you can have it a little bit higher so that your baby can lay on there and breastfeed. It's not as comfortable as a pillow, but you can do it while you're standing. Good for second-time moms who are also taking care of toddlers while they're trying to breastfeed their babies. I hope this video is helpful. If there's anything that I missed, please put it in the comments below. Make sure that you get this all set up before your baby gets here. And if you need a couple resources for C-section, expecting an empowered and fridamom C-section kit. All right,